easy to get a mob riled up. It's nearly impossible to calm it down. It has to sort of blow up on its own, which is scary. And it was just, 2 months ago that making Nazi analogies would have gotten you shunned from polite society. And now we're at a point where mainstream journalists on television regularly are making those analogies. Politicians are making those analogies and paying no price. Nobody is pointing out the hypocrisy or the lunacy of these analogies. It has advanced. It was going baby steps, but it was at a pretty steady pace before. Now it's leaps and bounds, and it's frightening because I don't know where this ends. The only way you can diffuse a rabid mob is to have the leaders of that mob pump the brakes. They're not even willing to take their foot off the gas. Nancy Pelosi's statement today about Maxine Waters' call to confront Trump administration officials wherever you find them and let them know they're not welcome in society anymore was tepid at best and accused Donald Trump of starting this. You can say a lot of things about Donald Trump, but he hits back. I can't recall a single situation where Donald Trump hit first. Now, you can say he hits back below the belt. I've had some problems with the way he's hit back sometimes, but it's always hitting back. These are people calling for first strike. These are people calling, and let's not forget, Liz, it was just over a year ago that James Hodgkinson, a rabid Bernie bro, took a gun to a baseball field and tried to kill as many Republicans as possible because he'd been told by the media and by the left that the Republican health care plans were going to lead to the deaths of tens of thousands of Americans every year. Now, if you know that and you can avoid that, you almost have a moral responsibility to do something. And it's the same for if you have Hitler in the White House, you almost have a moral responsibility. Most sane people recognize that this is politics and a new low for politics, but there are insane people in this country.
Right. Well, isn't that why we always say that this rhetoric coming from the left is dangerous? I mean, we're not just trying to gin up the same outrage. It is dangerous because there are people who are unbalanced, whether it's by emotion or whether it's by mental illness here. There are people who are unbalanced who take these things literally, who take calls from Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters and say, oh, listen, this person in Congress says that we're all going to die, that people are going to be exterminated, that Trump is Hitler and he's going to exterminate people like the Nazis did if we don't act. And that's why this kind of rhetoric is dangerous, because sooner or later someone is going to act on that, like we saw 1 year ago. Derek, I really appreciate you coming on the show. To our viewers, you can buy Derek's book on Amazon or anywhere books are sold. I also have a link to it on my Twitter accounts. Derek, I assume you do too if you're doing well with your marketing.
I do.
So
I have one right here.
Oh, there you go. So visit either of our Twitter accounts to find a link to get a copy of your book. Derek, thanks for being here. All right, guys, you have 1 minute to tweet me at Liz_Wheeler before we're back with a story the mainstream media would rather you not hear about. The cybersecurity chief during the Obama administration testifies to Congress that he was told to stand down instead of responding to Russian cyber attacks during the 2016 election. Who told him to stand down, and why did they give him that order? We're going to dive into that. Plus, ABC set to give Roseanne a reboot, minus Roseanne. The network says they're going to bring back a show called The Conners, and Roseanne will be dead. Am I the only one who thinks it sends a very creepy message to kill off Roseanne just because she sent an offensive tweet? Like, we'll kill ya if we don't like what you say, that kind of message. We're going to break it down. See you in a moment.